So I bought a drone. So why get a drone in the first place? I suppose for me, it was to create content. Now my reason behind picking up a drone was I just wanted something different for the channel. Scenic shots are great with the GoPro. I mean, really good. I love how it looks. But the drone just adds a new dimension. It just adds a whole new level of capturing those beautiful countrysides. So what did I go for? Well, you kind of know because it's in the title of the video, but the DJI Neo 2. Now this little sausage has caused me a few headaches, a few scraped knees, but apart from that, it's been really nice. DJI offer 3 packages for their drones. The first one is the drone only package, which is £209. The second is the Neo 2 Fly More combo, which is £349. And the third one is the Neo 2 Motion Fly More combo, which is £509. Now, the package that I picked up was the Neo 2 Fly More combo. There are a few reasons why I went down the route of the Fly More combo. One, you get the Wi-Fi antenna. You also get 2 additional batteries and the charging dock bay doofer thing, actually what it's called, doofer thing. You also get a remote. Now it extends, like so, and you put your phone in there, there's a little cable here, tie it in, and you can go, woo, like that. I've not used it yet, so. I'm not gonna go into a big tech spec teardown of this thing. That's what DC Rainmaker's for. His in-depth videos are amazing. So you don't need me to bumble through and not do as good a job. What I'm trying to get across is where it fits into my life and where it could fit into yours. On mornings like this, it's quite easy to see the benefit of having a drone, especially if you're recording content. When I'm commuting into work, I've got a bag with me, so it doesn't take up that much space throwing the drone in along with the battery packs. So the end result is, when I find those perfect little country lanes, it doesn't take too long for me to stop up, get the drone out, set it off and record. Well, that's where we have a bit of a problem. When it comes to longer solo rides, I don't really want to take a backpack with me that I can throw all my technology into. I want to try and reduce it as much as possible. I'm already taking food, water with me. I don't want to add a backpack onto that as well. So let's talk about battery life. That's the crucial one, I think. DC Rainmaker, I think he reported about 11 minutes flight time. I was seeing about between 9 and 10 in windy conditions. Now with those flight times, it kind of forces you into that Fly More package. If you've got perfect conditions, maybe you can push it. If you reduce some of the features, then yeah, maybe you can push it beyond that. But I'm quite literally using it out of the box. I'm not mucking about with it. I'm using presets and I'm getting about 9 to 10 minutes in slightly windy conditions. This setup is not for weight weenies out there, because you're going to be taking your drone, you're going to be taking the battery pack, you're going to be taking the 2 additional batteries. Now they're not particularly heavy, but where do you put them? So some of the things it does right is it captures footage beautifully. It adds a whole new depth. It's wonderful. What isn't great is how some of the settings work. Now, this is 100% on me and not the device. I made an assumption. There is a setting on there called boomerang. Now, I made the assumption that it would use me as a start and end point of said boomerang, and it didn't. This resulted in me having to shimmy up a tree in my cycling shoes. This one's called Rocket and it's certainly lacking some whoosh. It's a bit more out of body experience, to be fair. Whilst using this out and about, when your battery inevitably starts to die, you will hear a very audible beeping. This is probably a good time to stop, park up and pull the drone back in. You know, it's easily done. Or so I thought, because the drone decided to completely disobey me and muck about in a bush, which resulted in me falling on me behind. Then scrambling around, really annoyed, in the middle of a road, until it eventually came back to me. So please use my lack of reading instructions and understanding as a cautionary tale. So I can safely say that using a drone isn't for all roads. Probably not most roads, to be fair. So this opens up the question, who is this bit of kit actually for? I feel this is probably more suited to walkers, runners, hikers, mountain bike, gravel, that kind of setting where you're off-road, you can stop, you can set up, you can carry on, you can stop. Using this on the roads really limits where you can actually record. If you know where you're going and you know the roads, perfect. But if you're off on an adventure where you're not quite sure where you're headed to, you may struggle to get footage. And then you're just carrying something that you might not even use. If you're doing shorter rides or content-focused rides, yeah, perfect. For longer endurance rides, I would probably give it a miss because, you know, you don't want all that extra weight or the bulk, possibly getting a running vest or a backpack. It's basically a nice to have. A very expensive, slightly chaotic, tree-loving, very expensive toy. So wrapping up this one, I think if you are a content creator, I think if you are looking to get into content creation, it's probably not the first thing that you should pick up, certainly something that you could explore later down the line. But if you're just a cyclist who just enjoys going out on long rides, medium length rides, I don't know how much benefit you would get out of it given how much space it's going to take up. If you're a cyclist who dabbles with running, hiking, gravel riding, then yeah, 100%, I think you'll get a lot more use out of it than you would if you were a dedicated road cyclist. It's a super, super fun little toy, but just remember it's a very expensive toy and not something that you need in your life. Right, that's it from me on this one. I hope you enjoyed my high-level overview on the chaotic little filming minion that I've got. So if you enjoyed this brief little rundown, do me a favour, drop me a like and a subscribe if you're not already. Let me know in the comments, is this something you would be interested in, or is the kind of weight not really worth the effort? Thanks for watching, see you on the next one, ride on.